Hello, last Friday we were practicing splatters on an artificial wall. I would like you to take a look at Ivo. What he's doing before he compressed totally his bike. He pre-compressed, so he raised on his toes, so he makes his bike light, goes on his toes, then he compresses really hard. When he goes down, he opens the throttle, the front tire goes up, and then when the rear tire hits this kicker, he dumped the clutch and then he unloaded his pegs. So in my opinion, Ivo, he did a fantastic job with the splatter. He pre-jump, he rose on his tippy toes, make the bike light, push really hard with his bum. The bum is heavy and it's actually helping to compress the whole entire bike, especially if you push on the pegs in the center of the bike. If you change this pushing action, so for example you push on the front suspension, you will preload the front suspension. If you go too much backwards, you will actually preload the rear suspension. And I think that the key in a proper splatter is to push the vector of the weight have to go through entirely through the center of the bike. Grab the bike in the center on the seat and then push with your hand. And then if the both suspension actually compress, this is what we are looking as well with the trials bike. The both suspension goes the same time. So Ivo, he did a really fantastic job. I was really enjoying watching him, what he was doing. Obviously, I am in a position where I edit this movie and I was able to observe people body mechanics and then the way how been riding. And please don't take this offensive that I'm trying to point at the people mistakes. I make mistakes as well, but I'm learning because of you guys as well. So then I can be a little bit more conscious about people mechanics, and I know how to help you and help myself as well. So common mistakes with the splatters, I think that if we compress the bike, if you compress front only or the rear suspension only, you will screw up the entire jumping action. So you have to compress through the pegs entirely through the center of the bike. Second big mistake I've noticed over there, it was not enough of power. I think that we are scared to open the throttle really hard. It's about 3/4, so sometimes even more. The full throttle if it's a big wall. But the thing is, that when I go down, this is where automatically my hand goes down. And then I keep the throttle open. Then I slip the clutch when my front tire touches. And then when the rear tire touch the kicker, this is where I dump very fast the clutch. So if I start to continue actually slipping the clutch, I don't have enough of pop and I don't have a launch. And I think that this is another common mistake. So no enough of RPM, or instead of dumping clutch, people, they just drag the clutch, and this is not good. If you approach the wall too fast, first of all, your body mechanics, your body it's not as fast as the bike, so it's one thing. Second thing is when you go fast towards any kind of the big obstacle, the vector, the force actually of the bike, instead of going vertically up, it will push you from the wall, so you go backwards. So again, if you approach faster than walking speed, you will notice that the bikes will push you back. And before, like 3-4 years ago, I've noticed that when I was doing like stationary balance and then try to do the splatter, I was more successful than with the approach. And I wasn't aware of the physics behind this. And then later on, one of my friends, and I like to call him friend, Ryan Young, he said, Jacek, you have to actually go very, very slow before you actually hit the wall, because the force will take you backwards. And this is where I have this big aha moment. The other mistake, it's a small wheelie. So obviously if you don't do the proper wheelie, if you don't clear the front tire before the wall, you will hit, the front tire will hit. It's either you just basically hit the wall very, very hard with your front wheel, or it will bounce you back. So the wheelie have to be very hard. And according to Jordi Pasquet, he's another good, excellent coach and trainer, what he's actually explaining, he pushed his shoulder backwards. So this is what he was doing. The other mistakes people were doing before actually the rear tire touches the just like Roger is doing right now. Before the rear tire touches the kicker, they jump early. They dump the clutch too early, and they don't take advantage of the kicker. And again, Ivo, he's doing this perfect. So he lifts the nice front wheel, and the rear tire touches. Bam! Dump the clutch. So I think that this is basically most mistakes which I've noticed over there. No compression, not enough of RPM, too fast, compressing on the front wheel instead of the center of the bike, and not unloading the pegs. So I hope that this was helpful what I was saying, and please watch to the end and then see what you think, and then I hope that this analyzing what actually helps you as well, just like it's helping me. Okay, thanks a lot and have a great day. Bye.